Welcome to the Daily Energize podcast, your quick dose of clarity, quick tips, and the spark you need to shine bright. Here's your host, Spencer Jones.
Do you struggle to accept compliments? No judgment if you do. I struggled to accept them for years, and I've gotten better. It's still kind of awkward, but I've gotten much, much better over the years. But I've had to work at it because for whatever reason, the vast majority of people, vast majority of energizers, I'll say, because that's people I generally talk with, struggle to accept compliments. So if that's you, hey, welcome. You are in great company. Yes, I'm great, but also you are, and so many of all of the other energizers are great. So thank you for hopping in and joining me in this episode of the Daily Energize, where we're talking about accepting compliments, because sometimes it's not as easy as it might seem. Like, okay, someone says, oh, you have a beautiful hair, right? Or you look really good today. Sometimes those are easier to accept than others, but sometimes not. I remember I was leading a boot camp session, and we were talking about accepting compliments in it. And if you haven't taken one of our 6-week boot camp, I highly, highly recommend it. You learn 22 of our frameworks and tools to really embrace your light and shine bright. You go through the 4 levels of energy sovereignty. In any case, in this one session, we were talking about accepting compliments. And one of the attendees served in the military. And he served, and I'm incredibly grateful for it. He served and stuff, and when he got back, anytime that he does anything with the military, says he's in it, not anytime, oftentimes when that happens, someone says, oh, thank you for your service. And he said for the longest time, it just felt weird. He's just like, thanks, I guess. Like, he wasn't sure how to take it. It felt weird to accept it. And it was just different for him. And even up to that day that he shared it, we were talking about accepting compliments. He said, I really struggle with this one in particular, but other ones as well, to accept compliments. And I said, I've never served, so I can't talk to that. But I used to struggle accepting compliments as well until I heard this thing. I think it was in a podcast I listened to. It might have been in a book, but I think it was a podcast years ago. And I started to intentionally practice this. And it was really weird at first for me. And it was saying, thank you. I received that compliment. I'm grateful for it. Thank you. And I could pay a compliment back if I so chose. But the big thing was to say, thank you. I receive that. I appreciate it and I receive it. And man, what a weird, awkward thing to say at first. But also, how incredibly freeing to be able to just say thank you. Because think about it, when someone offers, let's reverse that. When you offer someone a compliment, you usually genuinely mean it. Words are hard today. They are every day, aren't they, for me? At least it seems like that on these recordings. But in any case, you genuinely mean it when you pay someone a compliment. And it's nice to be recognized for that compliment, to know that they at least received it, right? That they hear it. Not they accept it, maybe not, but just at least that it's been received. And now in our minds, we know this, and we can we justify whatever their response is. But hearing it back, oh, it's so nice. I remember when I heard it back the first time that someone says, oh, thank you. I appreciate it and I receive it, or some version of that. It made me go, oh, thank you. I'm grateful. I'm great. I felt so good that they received that compliment. And so then I shared it with others. I think I've heard it a couple times beforehand. It hit, but it didn't hit as much as it did until I heard it in podcast and made me think about it and say it. And so then I started saying it to others. And it felt so awkward. If I'm just going to be totally upfront honest, it felt so awkward at first to say something like that. I'm like, this isn't me. Like, what am I saying? But then I could see them genuinely being happy that I said that back to them. And it made me feel better. And also it made me learn to accept that compliment instead of just brushing it off. Oh, that's not me. Oh, that's somebody else. Oh, whatever. I would just brush it off. And in a sense, I'm brushing off that person as well, not just the compliment, but them. But when I pause to say, hey, thank you, I appreciate it and I receive it, or some version of that, it acknowledges that person. Hey, you exist. I appreciate you. And I appreciate what you just said and what you shared. Thank you. And it made me feel joyful. It made me feel seen, heard, and felt. So I get it if you struggle receiving compliments, but know you are worthy of it. They wouldn't share it, most likely, if it wasn't genuine. And I invite you to intentionally say something along the lines of, thank you, I appreciate that, and I receive that. And just see how that feels. It might feel really awkward at first, like it did for me. But then keep doing it, it'll get easier. And you also notice that you actually feel good receiving compliments and embrace it, and the other person appreciates it too. So I invite you to come up with a phrase or something like I shared that works for you and test it out. And give it more than one try. Give it like 5 or 10 and see how it feels. All right. That's all I got for today. Thank you so much for hopping in. Keep being you, keep shining bright, and know that you are amazing, worthy, and enough just the way you are. All right. Until next time, I'll catch you later.